Okay. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
How's the audio? Can you hear me okay?
Good. Yeah, things are good.
All right, let me cut a few things up over on this side here.
For sure.
All right. Yo, this song is nice.
That's pretty good,
I
man.
like
Yeah, it's
it.
after music. I like it.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, Game Changers does not own the rights to this song as you all start tuning in. Just want to make sure I put that out there. Not sure how money hungry people are, and we're a nonprofit, so yeah. But if you need a good song to listen to, Living Good by Sunday, is that what the
Sunday
name?
Best
Sunday
by
Best by Surface.
Surfaces. Yeah,
That was my own rendition. I just kind of rewrote the
yeah.
entire title
You're
and
good, man.
everything.
You're good.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff, man. Hey, thanks so much for joining, Mike, man. I
Yeah, for
really
sure.
appreciate it. Thanks for blessing us. Something new we're trying here with Game Changers, and I'm excited about just doing something new platform, of course, with everything that's kind of going on and, all that good stuff here. So we'll go ahead and get jumping and get right to it. And as people start to, come in, if I see some questions, I'll catch them. I've
Mhm.
also got some questions that were sent to me, different things of that nature. So,
Cool. Right on.
yeah,
Yeah.
so let's get at it. All right. Hey,
All right.
everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome. This is Coach Mike with Game Changers. Thank you all for tuning in for our second edition of Live Series. And this is really just a platform to be able to connect with some amazing student athletes, whether they were former athletes or they are athletes right now. What I felt as far as in Game Changers, we're more than just athletes, and so this is a great way for us to be able to convey some of those stories, let you see exactly what are some of the intricate parts in regards to just being successful and what does success look like, and you being able to define your own level of success, because a lot of times people tell you what success is, but this is really about your journey. So thank you all for tuning in. I have a special guest with me today, Mike Miller, Michael Miller, but he goes by Mike Miller. You got two Mikes, Mike and Mike show. I think we ought to do the new
The
Mike and
Mike and
Mike
Mike show
show.
in the
I'm
afternoon. I
just
like it,
saying.
man. Yeah.
I think we could get some places with that.
That's a good one, man. Yeah.
ESPN,
We got to work on the
holla at your
name, though, I
boy.
think.
We ready
Yeah.
to do some big things.
Yeah, we'll let
But
them know.
Mike, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, who you are, your classification, and your major, just to kind of get a little foundation, and then we'll go from
Yeah, for
there.
sure. Yeah, my name is Mike Miller. I went to Harding high school at Warren G. Harding High School in Ohio. After that, I moved to Florida, where I went to a junior college and swam for the USA team through there. And then I transferred schools again after 2 years there for an accelerated Bachelor's of Science in Nursing program that I'm finishing up on Tuesday is my last day of clinicals. Yeah, so yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, I'll be done and then things are good. Yeah, I work at a hospital. I work at our local level 2 trauma center. Um, I work in the radiology department. Other than that, I live a fun lifestyle down here. It's great. It's 94 degrees out today. Yeah, but I'm still stuck inside. Kind of sucks, but yeah.
Got you. Wonderful. Thank you again. And
Mhm.
I mean, already anyone that kind of knows the field already sees that you're sitting in a gaming chair, because
Yeah, yikes, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Tell me not.
gaming is a huge passion of yours, and I've known that for the past like 4 or 5 years when I first met you, man. And yeah, so I know you're doing a lot more gaming, I'm guessing now.
Yeah, I've been trying to fill the time. I've been playing video games. I have a lot of homework to do. They got us doing school from home, so pretty much every day, like 8 to noon or 2-ish, depending on how much we have to do. I'm at the computer doing homework. Um, Other than that, I'm, kind of hanging out playing video games. I've been cooking a lot with my girlfriend, Netflix, and I just got a bicycle, so I'm like learning to ride that again.
All right.
Yeah, man, things are good. I actually got a 3D printer, and our hospital is low on supplies, so I've been like printing out like face masks and everything. So
Amazing.
yeah, things, just trying to fill time.
That's awesome, man. I literally was thinking about that no more than 2 days ago, because I started getting these, Facebook ads and different things of that
Yeah,
nature. And I saw 3D printing. I'm like, all these freaking 3D printers, like, why aren't people, mass producing,
yeah,
mass? I mean, of course, you can't. there's the demand is way higher than the supply that could be. But I
Yeah.
was thinking of that, with the whole 3D and technology and things of that nature. Like this would be a amazing time to be able to do something like that.
It is. It's great. I'm going tomorrow to drop them off. So I'm hoping, things work out well. Yeah. We'll see.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So we're going to go down like memory lane just because for some of our
Okay.
viewers, some of our people, they know you some, that this is their first time
Yeah.
meeting you. And literally, you all, if you look at Mike, he looks so much like a California boy. And it's partially because it's kind of in his DNA. I mean, you spent a little stint back in Cali. Now, were you born in Cali and then transitioned out to Ohio?
I was. I was born in
Okay.
Cali, and I lived there. I was just a baby when I lived there, and then moved to Ohio when I was 3, I think, and then lived there until I was 18, and then moved down to Florida.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Good stuff. So the reason why I brought that up is because Mike has always been in this whole transition. So whether it was there where, things are completely out of his control, but then even when you finished up at, I believe, around ninth grade, eighth or ninth grade, you initially were at Warren JFK,
Yes. Yeah.
a school here, a private Catholic school that we have, and then you transitioned over into Warren G. Harding, which, I mean, ratio-wise, you're talking about, a class of about 50 graduating to a class of
Yeah.
about 300 graduating. So a huge difference. But let's even start there because I believe some of the challenges that a lot of our younger students, period, whether you're an athlete or not, but when you're getting ready to transition, a lot of times you have that K-8. It's almost like you're in a bubble, right? And you've
Yeah.
got your surrogate parents or whatever. So, and then transition into another school, like this is you at the age of 15 roughly, and
Mhm.
now you're having to kind of feel what it's like to be on your own, a fresh start and things of that nature. So do you remember what that transition was like, and respect to you transitioning from a smaller school to a larger public school?
I do remember that. Yeah, so I've been swimming my whole life. So I transferred to Harding to swim, and to go to high school there and things like that. And my freshman year of high school was, it was a freshman year. But I was super nervous. I went from a class of, like you said, 50 to a class of 400. I had never been in a school that big. I had never seen that many people in one place before. But other than that, it was really good. Joining. I think what made it easier was definitely joining extracurriculars. Like immediately, I joined the swim team. I joined the tennis team. I joined like Key Club and NHS and a couple other programs, things like that. And I think that makes everything easier because, whether or not you have friends, you're kind of forced to be friends with people. So yeah, you make friends no matter what. And being around people, you're just gonna make friends surrounded by classes of, normal classes of 30 people. You're just gonna be, make friends with people. So it was a challenge, um, but it was good. I'm glad I made the decision. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, piggybacking off of that, what you just mentioned in regards to being very involved. I mean, you like you said, National Honor Society, Key Club, swimming, and then
Mhm.
you were also swim captain as well one year, right?
I was my senior year. I was the swim captain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. My best
awesome.
buddy and I led the team for all 4 years that we were there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, we're pretty good. Yeah.
good stuff. And so I love that because like a lot of times, especially being an athlete, sometimes you can get just so focused on your sport that you don't really get a full high school experience, so to say. And there are so many other organizations that are out there that can really make you more well-rounded, as well as make you stand out when it's time to apply for different colleges and things of that
Hmm.
nature. It's not just about the sports, but it's like, what else makes this person tick? What's going to keep them, and even like yourself, you transition 1,500 miles away to Florida, and you had a support system come with you as well. But for those that don't have it, it's almost like certain times you could get homesick, and it's kind of like, where can I find a sense of community? And starting at high school level, you being more involved with organizations makes you more prone to just being, I guess, more comfortable in different settings when you get to the collegiate level and things of that nature. But, kudos to you for really being able to have a great experience. I mean, even your high school, of course, I see some of your pictures where I think it was like a football game and of course it's October and it's spirit,
Yeah.
like a spirit night or something like that. And here you are in your swimsuit, and
Yep.
you know, I imagine it had to be all of like 40 degrees. It looked like it was
Yeah,
frozen.
it was chilly. That was Halloween. Yeah, everyone got
Oh,
dressed up, and
Halloween.
I was like, I don't have a costume, but I have a swimsuit, so I'll be a
Right.
swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game. That was our rival game against Howland. We won, by the way, like every year. So I figured I'd throw that out there. Yeah,
Go Raiders. Sounds
yeah.
good. So why swimming? What? Because I mean, like you said, you did swimming, you did
Mhm.
tennis, and then but why swimming? What was it about swimming that attracted you to it? And even talk about some of your involvement outside of just the school, because you were also a part of being a lifeguard and things of that nature. So you really made this a part of your life.
Yeah. I don't know why swimming. My mom tells me I started swimming competitively when I was like 6
Hmm.
or 5 or 6. We went to a local pool, had a membership there, and I just remember spending like every day of summer there. I remember waking up at 8, going to swim practice, and then spending the rest of the day there until 8 at night. I've always loved to be around water. I've loved being in the water. And all my friends were there too over summer, so we lived close. I would ride my bike there. It just felt like a part of home. So I guess that started my love for swimming. And then I went to JFK and I swam through the like local USA team. I went to like meets. It was kind of challenging because meets were like, usually far away. They're in Cleveland or like Columbus and things like that. Um, so that was swimming. And then, yeah, because of the pool, that started my love for everything. And then I became a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard at our local pool and at Harding for 2 years. Um, I got my certificate renewed and I was a lifeguard at Harding for another 2 years while I was managing the private pool. So it was good, man. I lived all my summers there. And when I wasn't there, I was swimming, in an indoor pool.
Yeah.
So, and then moving down here, that sparked my love for surfing. So now, surfing is my life pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. Good stuff. So like you said, for you, it's almost been like second nature because of how young you started.
Mhm.
But even with that, and I've met your mom, who is, beautiful inside and out. And, at a certain point, you still have to make the decision that this is something that I want to do, that you want to make sure that you're performing. And I don't remember the exact number, but I want to say was it like a 31? It was a certain number that you were going for
Yeah.
your swim time or something of that nature. But so
Yeah.
what
I
was
wanted a
that number?
1999, 19 seconds, 99 like Noah
Right.
seconds for a 50. Yeah. That was my combination like locks and stuff and like
Okay.
my locker and everything like that. Yeah, I was super passionate about it. I didn't get it, but I got a 21, I think 17 or 21, 21, something like that. So
Right.
not bad. That's okay.
So with that though, I mean, people think, I'm not sure for those of you all that are not swimmers, the
Mhm.
amount of work and just practice like swimming, doing laps, 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 laps. Um, I mean, we would never think because we do it leisurely. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm going to dive and whatever. But when it's competitive and something that's in your nature now, when did you kind of make that decision to lock in and say that, this could be opportunity to open up, doors for college,
Yeah.
like you said, with the USA team and down in Florida and so on and so forth. What was that click for you and you taking it to another level?
I definitely think it was my freshman year of high school when I transferred because Um, I was part of a four-man relay, and we were good. So we were gonna make it to states, and it was one of my close friends senior year, one of my junior friends, and one of my really close friends his sophomore year. So we were all spread out, and I was the young man on the totem pole. So that's when I kind of realized, like, man, I got to start taking this seriously. And then when I transferred to Harding, we started doing two-a-day practices of like 5,000 yards each, or 5,000 yards each practice, so 10,000 a day. And that kind of made me realize, like, wow, this is serious. Like I got to get on it. I got to start working out. I got to start eating right.
Right.
And other people depended on me. So I think that's what drove me to do it is because I wanted to be the best I could be for myself and for everyone.
Sure. And so, of course, there are different aspects, whether it's, you running singles or, like you said, relay where other people are
Mhm.
dependent on you. And then even if you're running, swimming singles, I mean, it's still you're still doing it for your school. Like there's still always something more. And you have records even at Harding to this
Yeah.
day as well. So folks, listen, this man is on it, man. I'm just saying,
I
this
was
is our Michael
okay.
Phelps.
Thanks, coach. Yeah, no, I was
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, it felt good, like it's kind of hard because swimming is like a whatever sport. Like who swims is what I
Sure.
felt like sometimes. But then like it felt good to like I would finish districts and I would be going on to states and we would say it over the morning announcements and then people would just knew me as the guy that swam. And like it was cool to see like my picture up with the other medals we have, and the like trophy cases and things like that, and like see my name, all these plaques and things, and see my name up on the wall in an auditorium. So it was cool to represent Harding in such a way. It was just good to represent myself too, like that.
Sure. So with that said, again, for those that are not athletes, they really don't understand everything that we get out of the sport. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So let's talk about some of those things that, developed out of your time as far as in being an athlete. Like now that, that segment of sports is over for you, what did it do for you? How did it have an impact into who you were as a student, where you are now, and those type of intrinsic values, so to say?
Yeah, man, for sure. I learned a lot of self-discipline through it. I was staring at a black line, swimming back and forth for hours. It sucks, but I would just like push through, and realize that there's something greater at the end. You can always better yourself from it too, is a big thing, and definitely like, yeah, self-discipline is the biggest thing that I learned from it. Being able to be like, all right, I see my goal. This is the steps that I have to take to do it, and I'm going to do it. No matter what, not letting anything get in my way of doing it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. And even just what you said, having that goal, so through it, your senior year, it was all 19, 19, 19,
yeah,
19. And even though you didn't achieve that specific goal, that you at least having a goal had you working towards something, you know what I
yeah, for
mean?
sure.
And so I believe that's something also like um, just to kind of push yourself and making sure that, hey, that you never get anywhere if you don't have a goal to kind of reach for. So
I
being able
agree.
to put that goal out there, it's really about you performing at your best and you really looking at yourself and not worried about someone else's time or how someone else is achieving it, but
Yeah,
listen, I'm going to push me, and as long as I can work out or outwork me, then it really kind of gives me so much more to kind of strive for in
yeah,
life, because at the end of the day, whether it's your swim time or now pursuing your degree and so on and so forth, it's still about you looking at the end of the day at the man in the mirror and saying that, listen, this is my goal and this is the work that I had to do when I was an athlete. This is the type of work ethic, this is the type of discipline that I'm going to need to do as I get ready to go after that next, whatever that next goal is. So
yeah.
yeah, I can appreciate that big time. Well, wonderful. We touched on academics a little bit, and even in regards to some of your high school things that you were involved in. Another huge thing. So Mike has been a part of Game Changers since I want to say 2015. I want to say is when I first saw
Five
you, and
years. Yeah,
then
5 years, man.
yeah, I mean, it's been a while. And, looking at you from, I believe we nominated you as like player of the week, but that was because of, all of the volunteer hours you did, at your church and then with the elderly and things of that
Yeah.
nature. And, just a side, kind of encouragement to any of the other athletes that are out there, once again, once you start, looking outside of your bubble and really putting the focus on someone else, I mean, you open up doors, people really notice that type of thing. Like what separates this guy from this guy or this girl from this girl? And it's
Yeah.
really about their heart. You know what I mean? And when people see you have a genuine heart to give back to others and to be able to, not be selfish, but be selfless, it really kind of sets you apart. And so, kudos to you. I've
Thank
always
you.
appreciated that about you, Mike, is that you've always given back, whether it was the kids and the kids program that you helped do at the YMCA, with the 20 under 20 funding that you received,
Hmm.
and then you donated that to a swim program, for those that were less fortunate. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was with Team Sanders.
Yeah.
I'm overjoyed to be able to do what I did. I wish I could always do more. But yeah, Team Sanders helped me with everything I could ever ask for. My family has helped me with
Right.
everything. I love volunteering. I love giving my time. And I always want to help other people. That's why I chose the field I'm in. That's why, I want to go to work. I want to be able to help. I want to do
Right.
whatever I can with everything going on. So yeah, and it's made me the man I am today. I'm happy to say that, putting in the extra work, giving that extra 110% has pushed me to the level where I'm at. So I'm very happy with my choices, and I'm thankful I had the opportunities to do all of them.
Sure.
Yeah,
So let's talk now. We got a good foundation when it comes to your high school and what that kind of entailed. Let's talk about that jump again, that transition. When you were looking at schools to kind of go to for that next level of
yeah,
academia training. So what did that process look like for those that are kind of going through it? Our juniors and our seniors who are saying, there are so many universities and so many colleges or trade schools out there. How do I know to how do I put a system together to make the best educated decision moving forward for my life? So what was that like for you? What was your process?
for sure. My process was a little bit different. I knew I wasn't going to stay in Ohio. I knew I was going to be in Florida. And I knew that I wanted to get out of college without any debt. So those were the three big boxes I had to tick off. My major is at every college, nursing. So I kind of like narrowed it down that way. A lot of your high school's guidance counselors have untapped knowledge. Like I wish I would have been in my guidance counselor's room every day. She was great. Um, and kind of helped me with all my decisions and things like that. I think there's an option for everyone, whether it's college or not. And if it is college, there is a school for you. Like there's not, you don't have to just settle. I think, if you're willing to travel, why not? But yeah, I chose my school because, like I said, it was in Florida. It fit my budget. It had my degree, and so my mom she lived here at a point in time, and she worked at the hospital that I work at now. So it was kind of cool to see like family ties and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what drove me down here, and it's hard not to stay in Florida right now. So.
Right.